It started 3 nights ago. The first time, I thought it was just the house settling. You know how old houses groan and creak, their wooden bones shifting in the night. I live in one of those century-old Victorians, the kind with more character than structural integrity. So when I heard the sound at exactly midnight, a soft, rhythmic thudding from somewhere below, I rolled over and pulled the covers tighter. Just the pipes, I told myself. Or the wind. The second night it happened again. Midnight on the dot. Thud, thud, thud. It was faint, but persistent. This time, I couldn't dismiss it so easily. The sound wasn't like pipes or wind. It was deliberate, measured, like someone tapping on a wall, slow and steady. I sat up in bed, straining my ears. My heart started to beat in time with the noise. Thud, thud, thud. It seemed to be coming from the basement. I've only been down there once when I first moved in. It's a dark, damp space with a dirt floor and stone walls filled with the forgotten junk of previous owners. The thought of going down there in the middle of the night sent a shiver down my spine. I told myself I was being ridiculous, locked the bedroom door, and spent the rest of the night with the lights on, listening to the tapping until it faded with the first hint of dawn. Last night was the third night. I was ready for it, or so I thought. I sat in the living room, a heavy fireplace poker in my hand, staring at the basement door. At 11:59, the house fell completely silent. The usual hum of the refrigerator, the distant rumble of a late-night train, all of it vanished. There was only the sound of my own ragged breathing. Then the clock on the mantelpiece began to chime for midnight, and with the first chime it began. Thud, thud, thud. Louder this time. Closer. It wasn't just coming from the basement anymore, it was coming from right behind the door. My blood ran cold. My knuckles were white on the poker. It was the sound of something solid hitting wood. Thud, 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 over and over. It was patient, relentless. I wanted to scream, to run out of the house and never look back. But I was frozen. My eyes glued to that door. Who was down there? How did they get in? The basement access from the outside was sealed shut years ago. The only way in or out was through this very door. Then, the thudding stopped. My heart hammered against my ribs in the suffocating silence. I held my breath, waiting. A new sound started, a scratching. A long, slow, scraping sound, like fingernails dragging down the other side of the door. It started at the top and moved slowly, tortuously downwards. Scratch, scrape. My stomach churned. I could almost picture it. Long, yellowed nails digging into the old wood, leaving deep gouges. The sound was filled with a desperate, hungry malice. I scrambled backwards, away from the door, my hand over my mouth to stifle a sob. The scratching continued, getting lower and lower, until it reached the bottom of the door. Then, silence again. A silence more terrifying than any noise. I waited for what felt like an eternity. Nothing. Had it gone? Was it over? Trembling, I took a tentative step forward, poker held out in front of me. And that's when I heard it. A whisper. It was a dry, rasping sound, seeping through the crack under the door, a wisp of foul, earthy air carrying it into the room. It was just one word, but it shattered the last of my courage. It whispered my name. Now, it's tonight. Night 4. I haven't slept. I haven't eaten. I've spent the day boarding up windows, piling furniture against the doors, but I know it's useless. The sun is setting, and the house is growing dark. I'm sitting here in the corner of my bedroom, writing this down. I don't know why. Maybe so someone knows what happened. It's 11:50 p.m. The house is starting to get quiet again. That dead, waiting silence. I can feel it in the air, a pressure building. The thudding won't come from the basement tonight. I know it won't. For the past hour, I've been hearing something new, a soft, wet, dragging sound. It's coming from inside the walls. It's moving, slowly, climbing. Up from the cellar, through the foundation, slithering its way through the skeleton of my house. Drag, scrape, Drag. It's getting closer to my bedroom. It's 11:58. The dragging has stopped. It stopped right outside my wall, the one my bed is pushed against. I can hear breathing, a shallow, wet, rattling breath just on the other side of the plaster. It sounds like lungs full of dirt. It knows where I am. It's always known. The clock downstairs is starting to chime. The first bell. A scratching sound begins on the wall right behind my head. It's not nails on wood this time. It's nails on drywall. Soft, insistent. It's spelling something out, letter by letter. I can feel the vibrations through the wall. L-E-T-M-E-I-N. The scratching stops. The doorknob on my locked bedroom door is starting to turn, slowly, back and forth, jiggling. The old metal latch is groaning under the pressure. It's not going to hold. Oh God, it's not going to hold. The thudding has started again. Not on the wall, not on the door. It's coming from under my bed. Thud, thud, thud.